No, Desmond, it's happened enough times now. That there's no reason why your right hand isn't waiting on the return key. I just did less than 4 seconds of manual work in the garden. I did my best. The implement I was using did its best. The foe won, and I went flying 10 feet backwards. Rather exhilarating. Tell me I'll go mad if I don't use black keys. What am I supposed to see? Sorry, I was thinking of Timothy England and England, and it just brought joy to my heart. Give me joy in my heart, keep me singing. Give me joy in my heart, I pray. Give me joy in my heart, keep me singing. Keep me singing to the end of day. You've never heard the power. The breath. In the rock gospel group, with guitars, keyboards, electrified, and Joanne Granby, Benedict Whitehead, James Holden. I mean, we used to joke Desmond can sing at the back without a microphone, but sometimes we had to. Why? One time, the band turned up at a gig, and all the people there went, "Where's the kids?" And they were like, "What do you mean?" "We paid for the band with the leader of the group. He was alright, but for GPO, it's still part of BT, post office. Great land, beautiful to sell. And he's very funny. He was really funny. Great on the guitar, actually. And didn't have a great reputation because of his, I don't know, confidence. But despite other people thinking otherwise, he treated his wife beautifully. He loved her. When I was 11, he invited me around to watch Jesus Christ Superstar, the movie, because I'd never seen it before, with his son, and we watched it. And when the mix come in, he goes, "How are you going to do that on stage?" Good question. He made one major mistake. Mum said, "Will you get Desmond a guitar?" And he got me a Spanish guitar. Should have got me a tuner. He said, he said, laughing to my mum, "This is the tuner." It was a little 6 pipe, a pipe with 6 things. And you notice how exacting I am. If you know the correct thing, say it. If you don't, say that. Well, that's the problem. When I speak Dutch to you, I have to try and make it not sound crazy. For instance, giving Dutch as an example of a language. Arabic's the same. I speak it like an Arabic person, Muslim person, or a Dutch person. You think I'm crazy. So there's always a period of adjustment of speaking it like the locals. And I say to them, "Oh, sorry, I'm used to speaking your language to foreigners." I can change between languages at will. I like to tagine is language, I call it. All languages in one sentence. That bird, the serpent, said, "You speak," because Stefan says, "My English isn't good. I don't really speak English." And so I went, "Je m'excuse," and told him the story in French. And that idiot serpent said, "You speak French? I've known you since you were 10. You're in your 30s. You don't know I can speak French. How stupid are you?" To answer that question, you won't like the answer. Many people think I'm retarded, isn't it? The village thought I was retarded. Famously, over a decade ago, Mum said, "So you're not crazy then?" I went, "What gave it away?" She said, "When you sent me a story that you were writing, as you were writing it, as soon as you finished it, you'd send me each bit you just finished. On a Microsoft Word document, Desmond. And although you were writing in 5 languages, Microsoft Word would read it to me. Yes, it couldn't always cope with the languages and had to spell some of the words, Scottish Gaelic. And she said, but I realised that, wait a minute, if a computer understands him." Well, prior to that, Mum had said, in January, at my house in Morocco, the penthouse apartment with a terrace overlooking 3 mountains of Sham, that Ahmed and his wife, Ahmed and his 2 youngest children initially lived in, rent free. He got upset about that. His son demanded I have a conversation, then Ahmed gets upset with me. Today, I didn't get to say hey actually. Why? Ahmed wanted an argument, I didn't have one. It takes 2 to have an argument. One of it really wanted one. So much so he told lies. Well, to my knowledge, Ahmed isn't a liar. Yes, it is possible. Why? So generous. Just naturally. Like, people think, oh, we're grifting. He doesn't think I'm capable of changing his dressing. You looked after old people. I'm not old. Mum would have said, your job that wasn't good enough for him. Paid his family for over 10 years. And kept him from bankruptcy and the auberge afloat. Plus all the things that I invested in directly. And things that, in retrospect, and at the time, could have been grifting. Could also be happenings like Vic and most farmers. Maybe just clearing the decks before death of people that I know used to his son. That makes a lot of sense actually. Honey Iron is like a second mother and one of the finest women I've ever had the privilege to call family. My family's all exceptional. The youngsters are hilarious. Brilliant. If you want to go to war with an oaks at your side, don't go to war with an oaks. Why? You lose. Every time someone pulls a knife, he gives them his phone and his wallet. Killed them with their own knife. Wipe it for fingerprints. Chop the thumbs off. That phone. Plug it in someplace. Put do not disturb on. I would not eat. Who said I'd eat the body? I'd eat the body. Not eat the body. Feed it to the pigs. Whoever said goats, top of the class. Do like goats. No idea how I started. Remember goats. Cannibalism. I've got recipes in Gaelic for Homo sapiens. Ahmed is a museum. No, he's not at his best. Hasn't been at his best for a few years. He's got old. Wasn't paying attention, that's why he chopped his fingers off. I said, how did it happen? You always pay attention. So I was watching YouTube, wasn't paying attention. Woof. He did not cry, he felt no pain. He wrapped it up and walked to the village, presumably phoned the taxi and went to hospital. He put lots of needles, morphine presumably, in his hand. And they sawed it off in front of him. Whilst he watched, fascinated, but worried. Fascinated, worried as an interesting person. His 3 daughters were all at college at the same time. After a year of his daughters all being at college at the same time. And all of his plans that winter and spring and early summer going wrong. Most of them ended up costing me money, time and effort. No one else was left. the men going through a rough time, someone else take it out, take it out on me, what do I care? If I do care, I'm a man, I cope with it. And friends in need, you at the very least stay nearby, in case you remember you can help. I resurrected a man that I could put my thumb in the hole in his bum. The doctor said stage 3 or 4, if he dies 4, if he survives 3. He lived 2.5 years more. He only died because I had to have cancer treatment. And his sister said, Desmond, we know he's going to die without you. Every time I left for 2 weeks, even if it was, whether I was there for 6 weeks or 14 during COVID, because of the 2 weeks off, he'd either be in hospital for a while. Came back from China the first time, he'd had the last rites given him the Friday, I arrived on the Monday, no less. No one told me he was in hospital either. And how did I get into the house if no one's there? I didn't damage anything. I took the patio door off its rails, just lifted it, took it off its rails and got in that way. I didn't need much space, I'm quite thin. Don't ask me how I'm an exceptional cat burglar without being one. Well, if you lock yourself out, you've got to get in. At the convent, I kept losing my keys, working on the building site. What did I do when everyone ran out of spare keys and I'd locked myself inside? Latch key in the attic, you still got to go a ladder. And the man downstairs on the ladder level, he worked for Don't Have an Abortion charity, and him and I used to go out drinking and talking because it was really good. There was a woman down in the basement dying of cancer, and she said, have you got any ironing? I went, I can't have a woman do my ironing for me. I don't like ironing, I'm frightened of ironing. She goes, I like ironing. I said, I can't have a dying woman do my ironing. She said, but if I'm doing your ironing, you can sit there and we can talk. I said, you don't have to do my ironing for us to sit there and talk. She goes, yeah, but it's give me something to do while we're talking. Alright, she did my ironing. I worked at the building site, Notting Hill Gate. That was the second year. First year I lived in Ravenscourt Park. 4 of us. Me, Simon King, Roman, Foster, and Owen. Owen lost his posh job at an American computer company. He had to ring a bell every time he made a sale. Obviously it was dodgy. And then we all supported him for the rest of the summer. Why? Because he was a really nice guy. 4 of us living in a place. The rent was very cheap. We were all earning lots of money. Simon and I were taking home £500 a week. I don't know what the boys were on. More than us. And Roman has a tennis court and a swimming pool at his parents' house. Good place for parties. His birthday party one year, they have a tennis doubles. Good player against a not good player. I was considered a not good player. His mother said, Desmond, you're a lovely young man, and I love you, and you're always welcome to stay here, to come visit any time you like. If Roman's here, whatever, it doesn't matter. Come round any time you're in the area. And she said, but I will never ever play tennis against you again. I said, why? She said, the way you looked at me as you hit that ball right at me, she said, is the fiercest thing I've ever seen in my life. You had a lobster, one of the machines that can go really quick, and she's worried about me. Just be like a brief moment of one brief moment. Every moment lasts forever. Lasts forever. Infinity, I can prove it. It's really easy. Prove lots of things actually. Well, I'm a bit reticent to write any mathematical proofs that anyone can understand other than myself. Why? Because you don't need to understand them to make them work. And that's the problem. Anyway, you lot keep all scientific and mathematical knowledge secret. So Why should the Centre of Astrophysics, Sutherland Highlands, don't send money, but checks please to CASH. Put them in an envelope. CASH, Centre for Astrophysics, Sutherland Highlands. Galticht. Don't worry. Bad Gaelic is better than no Gaelic. Ask Jim McGillivray. No, that's what he says. It's not a comment on his Gaelic. His Gaelic is perfect. He's quite reticent about writing Gaelic. Unlike me. I don't know. Today I sent him the video that mentioned the police. It's officially published for the umpteenth time. I'm cyclical. The only difference is each time I will be better at telling the stories. Each time the production will be better. Justice never dies. There is no statute of limitation in Scottish law. Scottish law is fascinating, much older than English law. But look, I'm sorry, but when the Danes came, they took over. Then the Dutch came and took over. And then the Dutch went, can't have Catholic Scotland on our doorstep, and took it over, made it Protestant. Except, well, that is true. But the truth is even worse. Some of the turncoats, some of the noble Scots were like, Irish to be Scottish and associated with the Highlands, and were willing, they didn't need any bribes. The others were bankrupt, gambling, and tailors' debts. The clans have always, the chief of the clans and the elders of the clans have always had a problem with gambling. And so that would have passed down. And tailors, well, in the era of George III, is it George III and Beau Brummel? Yes. Then continents could be run for a tailor's bill. And the English, the Dutch, went to the Scots noble people. You owe astronomical sums in gambling, but gambling debts cannot be enforced because they're gentlemen's agreements, and you're gentlemen. You wipe your debts for gambling. But your tailor's bill needs to be paid. And that's in the tens of millions of pounds at least. You have the cash. Give you a year to pay it. Doesn't matter. Sign this agreement that Scotland becomes part of the United Kingdom. The name needs to change for a start. And you'll keep your land, keep your wealth, keep your more money. Well, you'll be able to pay your debt, but we'll get rid of your tailor's debt. As a thank you. He's alright. No one pays a tailor's bill, really. Unless it's leverage in negotiation. Oh yeah, the Dutch were wonderful. Divide and conquer. They brought sectarianism to Ireland, and they brought Protestantism to this country. Thou shalt not steal. Can't set up your own religion, steal someone else's church, and then say, my religion's very similar, it says thou shalt not steal. Sorry. Mum, I never said hypocrites. Someone once said the shop fronts in the coal mining village to Father Smith, Sean Smith, great man, said to him, you're that Catholic priest. All hypocrites down there, aren't they? He went, yes, and there's always room for one more. Every man in the village knew that story. Every man in the village went, legend. I'm Pauling. Thank you, Ballybar.